What happens when a school bully challenges the quiet black girl to a fight, not realizing that the girl's greatest weapon isn't her fists? The moment Nova stepped into the cafeteria at Madison High, she noticed him. A small first grader, cheeks still round with baby fat, eyes red-rimmed from crying. His tray was empty, his table even emptier. Staff walked by him like he was invisible, and none of the other kids even looked his way. Nova didn't hesitate. She strode up to the lunch line, grabbed an extra tray, milk and all, and placed it in front of the boy like an offering. "You don't have to ask," she said gently, sitting beside him. "You deserve to eat like everybody else." Nearby, a few students giggled, the kind of laugh that made more noise than sense, fueled by cruelty rather than humor. Nova didn't flinch. She calmly unfolded her napkin like she had better things to do than engage with cafeteria clowns. But peace doesn't last long in the politics of public school, especially not when Brielle Donahue walked in like she was headlining a reality show. Tight bun, smug grin, and 5 perfectly choreographed friends always 2 steps behind. She stopped at Nova's table, didn't say hello, didn't ask politely. Just dropped her fake designer bag like it came with a legal warrant. "Ew," she snapped, pointing a manicured finger. "New girl, don't touch my stuff. Don't talk to our kids." "Our kids?" Nova asked, lifting an eyebrow, voice calm. "He's hungry. That's all that matters." That set off the hyena chorus. Brielle's crew cackled as if someone had told a hilarious joke. Brielle stepped in closer, used to seeing people shrink when she turned up the volume. "You want to be next? Ask about Jason. I put him on the ground last week." Nova tilted her head slightly, offering the smallest, kindest smile. "I have no desire to fight you." Brielle leaned in, lips curling. "Well, I do. Behind the gym. Tomorrow. 3:15. Show up, or the whole school will know you're just another scared little girl." Then she slapped her hand on the table and strutted off like a queen exiting the throne room, her cord in tow. Nova remained still, unshaken, still beside the boy, who now looked up at her like she was made of invisible armor. Because that moment, that wasn't about lunch. That was about power, territory, ego, and Nova had just stepped on a live wire. By 7:45 the next morning, Madison High was buzzing hotter than a pizza day lunch line. The fight had become legend overnight. Posters would have gone up if anyone had access to a printer. One student made a bracket like it was March Madness, with Brielle's name circled in red. Memes filled the lunchroom by noon. One had Nova's face on a Gandhi statue. She's about to catch peace hands. Another showed Brielle as a fire-breathing dragon. Nova? She didn't flinch, didn't pace. In homeroom, she finished her reading early and helped the kid behind her. In history, she respectfully corrected a teacher's mistake about the Montgomery bus boycott. In the cafeteria, when a janitor dropped his tray and everyone looked away, Nova bent down, picked it up, and offered a clean napkin. No mention of the fight. Not once. But by the final bell, her posture changed. Straighter, taller, like someone checking their spine before battle. At 3:05, she closed her locker gently and walked. No crowd, no hype music, just the sound of her shoes and silence that made some students hush as she passed. Out back, the crowd packed shoulder to shoulder. Phones were up, flashes prepped. They didn't care who won. They just wanted blood. Brielle stood dead center, sports bra, gym shorts, fists wrapped in athletic tape, bouncing on her toes like she was about to hit the Olympics. "Well, look who showed up," she called out, laughing. "Guess you're not as soft as you look." Nova walked forward, slow and intentional. "You can still walk away," she said. "Not a threat, not a plea, just a fact." "I can't," Brielle sneered. "I've got a reputation. And you, I'm about to remind you where you stand." She lunged, wild and fast. Her fist shot toward Nova's shoulder. It missed. Nova hadn't ducked or jumped. She turned, just slightly, measured, effortless, like she saw the punch coming 3 weeks ago. The crowd froze. You could hear someone inhale too loudly. Brielle, thrown off balance, stumbled. Nova didn't flinch, didn't smirk, just looked through her. Brielle charged again, louder this time, waving her fists like fear could land harder than force. Nova didn't raise her hands. She stepped back. 1, 2. Like someone walking away from nonsense, not danger. Fight me, Brielle screamed, voice cracking. What are you afraid of? Nova didn't answer. Because when you know who you are, when you've faced worse than this, you don't explain yourself to noise. Another punch. Closer this time. The crowd gasped. Nova pivoted. Smooth. Graceful. Suddenly, she was behind Brielle. And with one gentle redirect of weight, Brielle tripped over her own momentum and hit the grass with a thud that echoed louder than a slap. Phones filmed. One student held up 2 devices. Nova stepped back, chin high. I don't fight people trying to humiliate me, she said, voice calm. But I won't be humiliated either. Brielle rolled in the grass, face red, grass in her hair. Help me up. Nova didn't blink. You got yourself down. You can get yourself up. And with that, she walked away. Quiet. Steady. Like she hadn't just dismantled a schoolyard tyrant with grace and backbone. The crowd was silent. Not awkward. Reverent. The next morning, the hallways whispered. Brielle walked like a ghost. Her entourage gone. No one said a word. Meanwhile, the video had gone viral across the district. That perfect moment. Brielle's swing. Novas pilot. Silence. The caption? She didn't throw a punch. She destroyed her with a look. Nova sat in class like it was any other Tuesday. Until the intercom crackled. Nova Sinclair, please report to the principal's office. In the office, Principal Carmichael fumbled with his glasses. We received a report. You could have told an adult. Nova looked him in the eye. An adult could have paid attention. I told you about her a month ago. You said, and I quote, teenagers fight. They'll work it out. Silence. When she walked out, a girl from the school paper waited. Nova, do you have a second? We're covering self-control. What you did was poetic. Can we? Nova held up a hand. I'm not a hero. I just refuse to be a target. That night at the school board meeting, parents filled the auditorium. Dr. Helena Sinclair, Nova's mother, in her white coat and calm demeanor, stood beside her daughter like a lighthouse. Mrs. Donahue stood first. That was aggression. I demand discipline. Nova sotud. I didn't break any rules. I didn't touch her. I didn't insult her. But if you punish me, you're not punishing violence. You're rewarding humiliation. Parents murmured. A father spoke up. Your daughter shoved mine last semester. Another. She locked my son in a closet. A mother held up a screenshot. Emma Donahue, bully queen of Madison High. The room cracked open. Mrs. Donahue sat down, pale. Nova didn't gloat. She just stood, still, unshaken. The next day, Brielle was absent. Indefinitely. No annoncement. Just absence. Nova didn't walk with pride. She didn't need to. She just walked like someone who knows who they are. Principal Carmichael asked her to speak at assembly. She declined. They weren't listening before the video. They can keep watching that. Later, she found a note in her locker. Block letters. No name. You showed us strength isn't in fists. Thank you. In civics, Mr. Hayes played the video. No music. No edits. Just truth. A student raised his hand. Why didn't she fight back? Mr. Hayes answered, because real strength is knowing you could and choosing not to. That afternoon, Nova saw another tray fall in the cafeteria. Another small boy. Another moment. She picked it up, gave him her milk. Do you always help people like that? He asked. She smiled. I just don't want to live in a world where kindness feels strange. No camitas. No crowd. Just quiet. Legacy doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers through